Come vape with me. I've been in the wars. I've had awful things happen to me since I last made a video. So I want to tell you about them because it completely changed my vaping habit. And what I did was I dislocated my thumb, and it was absolute agony. So I had to dress my whole wrist up in wrist guards, thumb guards, often in layers, something underneath, something on the top. And then if I wanted to garden, well, I couldn't garden. Thank goodness my husband did the heavy weeding because it was spring. And this time of the summer, plants are growing so rapidly. I was normally in the garden for hours every day gardening, but I couldn't do that. And so now I can go in. I'll tell you how I've improved. But if I go into the garden now, it's this 2 coverings plus a great big Slazenger wrist guard and God knows what else, because I'm terrified to do this dislocation again. I'm getting better. But the dislocation changed my vaping habits, because if you follow my blog, you will know I use the R80. And to do that, you have to use your thumb and press down on the top. And that was agony. I couldn't do that. I couldn't press down with my thumb on the top because my thumb wasn't in the right place. So I had to change for quite a long while to ordinary this kind of thing, because then I'm pushing forwards rather than down with my thumb. I'm pushing that way rather than down. So for a long time I was using these. I have quite a few, not enough, and they're apart because you have to charge them all the time. But I spent a good few weeks doing that. And then another disaster happened. In the same arm as the dislocated thumb, and remember I haven't got a left side that works properly because I've had a stroke when I was 36. So this side doesn't work properly and that side was injured. But a further disaster struck. I got shingles. Now, I don't know if any of you have had shingles, but it's a really painful thing. So I had shingles all the way down my right shoulder, and the pain was excruciating. And I just lived on all the doctor's pills for 2 weeks. Fortunately, it lifted after 2 weeks and I'm very well now. But in that 2 weeks, I thought, damn it, with my awful shoulder now in excruciating pain, I have to go and twist these in and charge them all the time and twist this with the dislocated thumb and now the agonizing shoulder. And remember, I can't use my left side so well. So what a performance. I went and bought myself a new device. In fact, I've been eyeing it, and I'll tell you about this in another interview. It's actually does sub-ohming, which I have once tried, and I wasn't terribly impressed because remember, I am happy with what I've got, and I don't want to vape at very high temperatures because I don't know how safe that is. And also, I'm a very quiet vapor. I don't want to exhale clouds of vapor because I have never seen the point of that. And the other thing that worries me about exhaling clouds of vapor when you're out, it might be okay to do at home or in a group, but when you're out, you frighten the people because they see this clouds of what they think is smoke, and I think we are in danger of getting vaping a bad name if you're clouding out in public. unless you're with a group or you want to demonstrate something once or twice. But I would never do it out in public. I would use my same old tanks and exhale very little vapor. I can, if I want to, exhale more with a longer drag, but in actual fact, that simple activity and the lung full I get from it, because I breathe into my lungs with the vapor. It's not just in my mouth. It's quite satisfying and okay for me. So, since I last spoke to you, my life went through a horrible change. I am now over it. I can use my hand without all the guards, and I'm exercising it all the time because x-rays showed I have osteoarthritis in my wrist. So, I've used my right hand almost exclusively for 36 years. So maybe my left hand is virgin pure. It's hardly ever done anything. But over that time, my left hand has worked much harder than it ever did before. So it's had a little bit of activity now. But I really like my right hand because it can do such wondrous things. And the osteoarthritis, they say, the pain from it can be sorted easily. They just fuse the bones in my wrist. So, because I don't like doctors and I don't like hospitals, if I wear a guard on it when I'm doing something strenuous with it, it's the same action. It's stopping the bones from crunching about. So the dislocated thumb led to the discovery of the osteoarthritis, and I'm very cross about that. And the shingles led me to buying a sub-ohming device, which I shall tell you about in another video. So, thanks for vaping with me.